And let's see, here we have a lot more than just our manufacturing department. We have a robotics department that we work with where they go in different areas where civilians and people should, be going, such as, like the bomb type of situations or when there's hazardous waste and people need to take robots to go to that hazardous area because, humans aren't allowed to go in that kind of forbidden zone where there's nuclear testing or something like that. So that's kind of cool stuff we do here. So let me show you a couple of parts that I have. Let me see if this works. All right. Can you guys see this metal part?
Yeah.
Okay then. You're much more awake than the 7 o'clock class, by the way. I guess you guys ate lunch already, so you're all hyped up on your sugar, which is good. So this is a hunk of metal that we got delivered, and then basically we machine it down. We take down this whole inside here, and then you take out the outside, and put all these holes into it. And this is eventually what gets made. So we buy this whole piece just to make this. And we can make a couple of these. We can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Right now we're only making one at first. So this is it. And this is the part that's really important for us to put on an airplane or an aircraft carrier. And then the other things we build and make are, it seems like this is a bolt that you guys are used to seeing bolts, but when I see it, it comes in as a solid bar, just a round piece of bar. Kind of like this, but much thinner. And then we cut down the sides of it using lathes and mills and put the hex on the end here. And then we put the threads on, which are these threads right here. And then you're able to screw the nut on and off. And actually we take some of them and send it to a lab to get testing. So if you see this one actually has a bend to it, the reason I did is because they did a test where they take it and they pull it right from the center. And they try and make sure it doesn't break. Now this one deformed and got stretched a lot due to the pressure and heat, but it didn't break. So yay, satisfied. And therefore we're able to make 100 more after getting this one certified. And then they'll actually take a cut out of it and we'll put it in epoxy here. And if you notice how shiny that is, this is actually the same exact metal, but this is not polished and this is polished. And you see these little bumps on there, the threads that you see right here. So they take a look at it. The reason they do is they're looking for what's called decarburization, which has to do with chemical properties on the surface, and the microstructure to see if there's any hairline cracks or fractures inside of it. I'm trying to get you guys a good view of it. There you go. Oh, look, see my little wall. All right. And then this is a part that we made, and this is called welding. Does anybody know what welding is used for generally?
Welding? No.
Anybody? All right. I'm sure you guys have all seen it, but welding, basically the concept is joining two pieces of metal together with another metal. So if you see this piece is one piece of metal, this is another, and they push them together, and then they put a piece of metal down the middle, and it's a rod that they melt. So it's kind of like putting glue, and they kind of glue it with metal down here. And then they cool down and it's stuck together forever. I'm sure all the parts of your car. Oh, that was great. All the parts of your cars probably have welding. And here's just some simple math that we were doing yesterday for finding the angle that was missing, or finding the length of an item. See, there's X. You guys solved for X, I guess, right?
Yep.
All right, so this is an example where I was solving for X, given the dimension and given that angle. That is using geometry, which you guys will probably learn, I don't know, a year or two from now. All right, back to me. All right, so any questions?
Does anyone have any questions? Me. Go ahead. How old are you?
How old do I look? I am 28
Someone said 13.
You look like 15.
Yeah.
15? I heard 15.
That's close, yeah. No, I'm actually an 8th grader. I'm just really, really smart. No, I'm 28 years old. I know that sounds old to you, but it's not.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
What college did you go to?
Can you explain your just say where you went? It was a little broken up before.
No problem. The college I went to is called Stevens Institute of Technology. Now, if you're probably not very familiar with hearing that. I'm sure you've heard of Rutgers and Princeton. Well, they're very big schools in New Jersey. But Stevens is actually more expensive than all of the schools in New Jersey. It's a very expensive school, but that doesn't mean much. But it's got a very big engineering program. Whoa, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's perfect. Any other questions?
Okay, because all right.
Anybody else? Really? Go ahead.
What's the favorite piece? What's like the most favorite piece you worked on?
What is your favorite thing to have worked on? Like your favorite piece to work on?
That's a good question. So the parts that are most interesting are when they mean the most to somebody else. So if I'm making a bunch of widgets and sending them to go sit in a warehouse, then it's kind of like, oh, yeah, we delivered the parts. That's great. When I get a call from an aircraft carrier saying, hey, we need this part and we need it right now because we can't launch airplanes and we have missions to do. And if we don't have this part from you, we can't fly and get off this boat. So that's when I say, okay, I have to do everything I can to get this part to them in a timely fashion. So that's when I spend extra effort and time and running around to make sure that there's not a single thing holding up the production of a part. So it's kind of like if someone really needs a part and I really need to get to them, that's when I enjoy it the most. Because after I'm done with the part, you've actually had people where I would take it myself and I would drive it down to like Virginia and hand it to them because they need it there so quick. We can't wait for UPS to take it, pass it off to all their trucks. So I'll take a part, I'll get it made, and then I'll take it, drive it to Virginia, and then they'll put on a helicopter that'll fly it over to an aircraft carrier and give it to them so they can install it and be back in operation. It's like those are the most stressful ones because obviously nothing is in play from you delivering the part. But in particular, that part I'm talking about is basically a big, really expensive pipe that all the fluid flows through to launch and the airplanes, and they had a big issue with it. So we had to manufacture one really quick. So it was really cool, and there's also a lot of welding involved in it, and all different types of machining, and we had to paint it and package it and ship it. There's a lot of different things to it, and we need to do it really fast. And it was really cool to be able to work on a project that's so important to someone.
Any other questions?
So that,
What's his salary?
Well, how much money do you make?
I don't know if you guys realize what money
They
is,
don't.
'cause I remember
They don't.
Oh my god.
they don't because when I was in high school, when I was in college, people were like, oh, I made $1 million, I made $10. I'm like, I know what $10 is. Like I have no idea what $1,000 feels like, or $10,000 or $100,000. So the best way I find is to compare how much you make compared to something else, like a car. An average car, a brand new car, costs like $20,000 to $30,000, like a pretty nice car, right? I make so let's say $30,000. That's like a pretty new car. I make 3 cars a year, so I make $90,000 a year. So if I didn't spend any money for the entire year, I'd be able to buy 3 cars. Or a house costs like $150,000 or $200,000. If I didn't spend any money for 2 years, I'd be able to buy a house without a mortgage and pay it off right away. But that never happens. So I make, in terms of what people make in society, like an average family income, I imagine probably makes like sometimes combined. I make $50,000, $60,000 or $70,000 or $80,000. I alone make as much as most people, I would say, in New Jersey by myself, not including my wife. So $90,000 is the answer. And most engineers are paid very well. Most engineers after 5 or 10 years are probably close to, if not over $100,000 in any engineering in any state, because engineers are always needed. They have needed them since mankind started, when they needed to make the wheel. And they'll always need them. If you look around, everything in your classroom has been involved with an engineer at some point, because there's a lot of the safety, you want the roof falling in on you and whatnot. and there's always approvals that need to get done. And we learn from our history, like, oh, this bridge didn't work. Well, let's figure out why, and we'll never make a bridge like that again. And we'll make sure we analyze it to figure out the best way to design it in the future. So engineering is always being improved upon. New technologies are coming out, and it's a very well-paid career field.
Any other questions? Another one. Go ahead. What do you do when you're not at work?
I have a life outside of work. I leave work at 3:30 during the day, so I get home by 4 o'clock, and I have a 3.5-year-old, and so a lot of my time is spent playing and hanging out with her, cooking dinner. So on weeknights, it's just kind of the usual, doing dishes, cooking dinner, and that kind of stuff. And for the weekends, my hobbies are like home repair. So like I like building walls, and I like installing, like I'm mounting a TV right now. Figuring out how to wire the TV and get the wires to the wall and run power and run the outlets and install ceiling fans and get like a whole entertainment room set up. So I don't have to call somebody. Because of my engineering degree and because of what I'm interested in, I'm not a plumber, but I know how to do all plumbing. I'm not a contractor, but I know how to do all types of building. So I don't have to call anytime something breaks in my house. I do all that type of work. Like right now, at home, you might have a leaky faucet or a light's glitch that doesn't work, or your internet's slow, or your TV doesn't work, or you have a wall that's falling down, or ceiling needs paint. I do pretty much all my housework by myself because that's something I really enjoy doing. And also I enjoy skiing, and I just do a lot of family things with my family and extended family, family parties and football games and stuff like that.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
What's his favorite sport?
What's your favorite sport?
So my favorite sport to play would be soccer.
Okay.
Soccer is just a good sport. Yeah, I probably said that. However, watching it, watching soccer is just not the same as much as playing it. Soccer is a little slow. I think they should make the field like half the size, so there's more points and it'd be a little more fun. But to go with soccer, probably my favorite sport.
Go ahead. Oh wait, hold on. Who has an aunt? Did I see a hand of someone who has an aunt? All right, go ahead, J-Mon.
All right, what was his favorite subject in school?
What was your favorite subject in school?
Good question.
Math, of course.
Woo!
In 8th grade, I actually wasn't very good at math. I remember getting a C in my 8th grade math class. Yes, it happened. So I remember when they, I was okay at it, but I didn't really like it that much. But when I got to high school, I got into geometry. Now, geometry is much more visual. It's like shapes and stuff. That stuff I was showing before. You could like really apply it to like real life in terms of like things you look at. So that sparked my interest, and then I was like, oh, I did pretty well in that class. And I was like, all right, I did the next class, and I did well. So I found with math, there's an exact answer. My brain likes logic. My brain likes yes and no's, numbers, and not just saying poems. Like I'm terrible at English. Like I would rather do like 1,000 math problems than like write one paper. But that's just me. So and most engineers are that way. We're not very good at reading and stuff, but we're better with numbers and math and that kind of logic. So the math was definitely my favorite subject.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
What's his favorite food?
What's your favorite food?
Tacos.
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 That's what we're having for dinner tonight. Yay. All right, any other questions?
That, 2 nights this week.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any others?
Can he dance?
He's actually a really good dancer, and I know that for a fact.
Oh.
I'm not telling.
Now you want me to do some dancing?
No.
Look at mine.
All right. Any other questions?
But I'm not sure.
Anything else? Go ahead. Hold
What
on.
does he do when there's like no assignments to do?
What do you do when you have nothing to do at work?
So this has happened when I first started working here. I all right, I'm ready to work, let's go. And they're like, hey there, calm down, buddy. We don't have all that work to do. You did everything you need for today, just relax. I'm like, no, I can't relax, I need to do. So actually, I just find projects to do, and I basically have a to-do list that's never ending. Right now, I actually just got a promotion 3 months ago, 2 months ago. And so I have an ongoing list of things to do. Like you guys think you have a to-do list, like today I'm gonna go to school and I got this homework to do. When you're working a job like mine, your to-do list is infinite. Like it would right now, if no one bothered me, again, I'd have enough work for like a month. I'd be able to work for a month and without any requirements. But every day I get new phone calls, new questions, new issues. So I'm always very busy at work. And normally my downtime involves doing a lot of things like, finally, I guess I'll finally have to organize that paperwork that I've been putting off, sadly. So there's not much downtime at my work, but I love being busy, and it's really good busy, the fun kind of busy, not the, so.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
Can you draw? Like, is he a drawer?
Can you draw? Like, do you have to draw for your job?
I am a terrible artist. I cannot draw. I can't draw anything. Ruler. If you give me a ruler and a protractor or something, a stencil, like I like making straight and exact lines. So I'm not like an artist by any means, but I can do. I would like if you told me to design something, use computer software to make a 3D model. Like you ever seen like on TV where they're like making 3D models and you can spin them around, they're different colors and stuff. That's what I would do. That'd be more fun to me than drawing a picture of a cantaloupe. This work would be very exact pictures on a computer.
Another question?
For someone who wants to be an engineer, what steps could someone take in middle school and high school?
For someone who wants to be an engineer, can you explain what steps they would need to take in middle school and high school?
My buddy's an engineer.
So is my cousin. We're talking about.
FaceTime Friday!
My principal's here. Say
What's
hi.
up, cuz?
Hey!
Hey!
Oh,
Did you see me?
no, he's actually at me.
Oh, they're right here.
You can't
Sorry, we had technical.
All right. Where's the thing?
He just hears you. The connection
You
wasn't good.
can't see us?
No, we had a bad.
Oh,
We
it's
could.
okay. What you listening to, Metallica? You listening to
Yeah.
Metallica? There you
Oh,
go. Good
okay.
stuff. I apologize. I'm gonna let you guys get back to work.
That's okay.
I waved to you, but you can't see me.
He's waving.
No problem. No problem.
The connection was too bad with the two-way.
All
All
right.
right. So
Enjoy.
let's hear.
My bad.
That's okay. So Rose,
No, sorry.
the question: if they wanted to be an engineer, what would the steps be for middle school, high school?
That's the best question I've received today, by the way. So
Winner.
very good on you for that one. So what would I say? Basically, you first have to decide if the science and technology field is something you want to go into. It's a fantastic field, but don't force yourself into a job that you don't think you'll like. Because I know some people will say, I want to do this, I think. And then they'll like force themselves and then they'll be miserable. You have to really make sure you kind of like that kind of thing. And chances are, if you're even thinking about like engineering, you're gonna love it. Because I remember being like, maybe I'll like it, I don't even know what that is. And as I learned more and more about it, it's just such a cool career field. And so to kind of answer your question is, really, as cliche as it might sound, is do well in school. Because honestly, if I didn't have the grade point average I had when I graduated high school, the school I applied for would not have accepted me. And if the school didn't accept me, then I never would have got my degree. If I didn't get my degree, I never would have even been offered an interview for the job I have today. There's times you're struggling through classes, and trust me, I've been there. I've done my master's, my undergrad degree, and all the schooling you guys have done as well, or will be doing. And it's a lot. And sometimes you get a subject you really like, hopefully like math, and sometimes you get a subject that's not as much fun. But you got to keep challenging yourself too. And if you just say, I'm just going to give up on it, I'm just going to do lousy in this class, well, guess what? That's going to affect not only your grade, but the classes that you're able to take the next year and able to take the next year. And when you go to graduate high school, you'll be ahead of the game if you took more advanced classes as you go. So really the best thing is to do well in school, even with the classes you don't like. And for engineering, just keep up on just in your board time. I don't go on Facebook and social media and check out how all my friends are doing. On my downtime, while waiting for the doctor's office or eating lunch or something, I will go on to the technology news, like Popular Science magazine, Popular Mechanics. I'm really big into my Android phones. So I go to like the different websites. I'm like, oh, what's the new technology out there? And that's the stuff that really is kind of cool to me. It keeps you ahead of the game. You're like people have phones in their pockets and they use like 5% of what these things can do. These are like Swiss Army knives, and people are just using the nail file of them. So you guys have a lot of technology that you'll get as you get phones, or if you already have a phone, and this technology is all around you to really grasp the things that you don't even know about it. So just start paying attention to some kind of things like that. And if you really think about engineering, a huge career field for engineering is going to be additive manufacturing, which is 3D printing. So definitely, if you don't know much about 3D printing, you need to definitely go Google and find a YouTube video of 3D printing, because that career field, I was just talking to a minute ago where we have 3D printers here, and his whole job is to work with 3D printers and figure out how we can print and make parts within a couple hours, deliver to the fleet to make things even faster. So that's a really cool portion of engineering to go into. All right, good enough answer?
That was a great answer. Any other questions?
All right.
Another question.
If you wasn't an engineer, what would you be?
Good. I love this. Is my favorite question. If you were not an engineer, what do you think you would be?
Okay, you're not going to like this answer because it sounds...
Oh, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And it's not a professional soccer player. It's I would probably be a teacher. I actually, and I would teach math and science because I really do enjoy the communication level when you're teaching somebody something. And I was always a team lead. I naturally just, have the personality where I'm like, all right, let's everybody organize, let's everybody on the same page, let's get through this project. And because I do that, when you're working with teams, you got to teach the rest of the team members whatever else is doing. So I've always been very good at communicating. Hopefully you find that I'm an okay communicator right now. And, sometimes you give a presentation and people just sit there and blah, 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 don't even know what they're saying. But I would probably try and do something like teaching. But if it wasn't teaching, it would be home construction, which is like kind of my hobby. I'd be like a contractor working on a house and building stuff like that. The thing about my job is I get to do that home construction at home on the weekends. And the teaching part I get to do right now. Like I'm involved in our education outreach here. We have schools come here through tours. I've gone to schools and give presentations. We have new employees. They always talk to me, and I teach them basically how we do our jobs here. So I'm always teaching in an aspect. I'm just not teaching in an official school capacity. So I still get to grasp onto that teaching, if you will. But yes, if I was an engineer, I probably would have been a teacher.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
What's his favorite Disney movie?
Oh, what's your favorite Disney movie? I know, that's a tough one. Wait, I don't think they know you're such a Disney fan.
I'm a Disney fan too.
They don't. They should.
Yeah. Big Disney fans. All right, do you have a favorite? That's
the first one that comes to my mind is just like a classic and was just done so well is The Lion King.
Yeah. All right, they like that answer. They like that answer.
Yeah, The Lion King is just the audio for that is also fantastic. I'm really into the music parts of shows like that, so The Lion King's very good, and Aladdin, some of those types of classics.
We were
When I was
lucky.
growing up,
Any other
really
questions?
big fan of mine.
Go ahead.
What kind of music do you listen to?
What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to all types of music all day long. I listen to music while I'm at work, constantly. Just music is going the whole time. It's like my muse. Like I listen to music, I'm draining out the background noise that I don't want to listen to. But I listen to all different types. I listen to classical music like Bach and Beethoven, and then all of a sudden I'll have like Eminem on. And it'll be like something crazy like that. And then it'll go to like, then I have a Disney collection, like Disney will be playing. So I jump in, like, I'm really into, depends on what I'm doing. Like when I'm working, like painting, for example. If I'm painting my house, which I do way too often, I'm painting, I listen to 50s music. Like what's called like a sock hop back in the day. like really classic, good 50s music. And I'm sure if you listen to some, you're like, yeah, it's alright, but this is pretty good, like John Bon Jovi. And I'm also like country. Like really into right now. I just went to a Darius Rucker concert, so I was a fan of that. But I listen to all different kinds of stuff. I'll listen to Kesha, Rihanna, and Taylor Swift. I listen to pretty much everything and anything.
Let's do like
Except for death metal.
any other questions? Go ahead.
What did you like to do growing up?
Like, what were his hobbies growing up? Like, when you were growing up, what were those hobbies that you had, like, that you enjoyed to do? Oh, you put them right there.
Well, I was in the music department growing up, like in the band and whatnot. So that was kind of like my hobby that I did, but my extracurricular. I didn't actually play soccer or any sports in high school. But I was really into camping. I was a Boy Scout, so I'm an Eagle Scout now. So I enjoyed that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to think. I don't know. I just like probably the same things you guys do, like going to movies with friends and. I like to build stuff. I'd have a fort, my friends and I would go in the woods and build a fort. That was kind of fun.
Any others? Oh, sorry. Any other questions? Let's do like 2 more if we have 2 more. Go ahead.
Alright, does he have a dress code at the job?
Oh, that's a good question. Do you have a dress code at your job?
That is a good question. So there's a saying out there that says you don't dress for the job you have, dress for the job you want. So what that means is like, all right, if you want to stay in your job, keep dressing close for your job. If you ever want to be a boss someday, dress like how your boss dresses. So always dress above what you're doing, kind of thing. So, so Mrs. Carabiner wants to be principal. Maybe you're principal. I don't know. I couldn't see him. Maybe he's wearing a suit or something.
Well, it's dressed nowadays, so we had jeans on. But yes, normal.
Oh, good one. Okay, gotcha. So something like that. But we're big into safety here. So actually, I have safety glasses when I'm going to the floor, and I have steel-toe boots if I'm going to a certain job where someone could fall on this. So there's safety is definitely first. You wear clothes based on the environment you're working in. Especially if you're on like aircraft carrier, you're required to wear certain clothes the whole time because of safety reasons. But here it's called business casual. So basically, I'll wear dress slacks and a dress shirt, and then I won't wear the tie. That's the difference. I won't wear the jacket or tie. I'll just wear that. Today is dress down for us, so I'm wearing jeans myself and a polo. Right there. So, but no crazy dress code.
Go.
Engineering depends on where you are.
All right, last question.
What's his favorite TV show?
Okay.
Oh, that's not a good one to end on. We'll have one more after this. What's your favorite TV show?
Right now?
Yeah.
What?
Hello? Oh no, I think we just got disconnected.
Wait, what did he say?
He said right now, and he went to answer, and then we lost connection. Okay.
Well, she's very pregnant.
Oh wait, hold on. Go back. Go back.
Probably.
Start over.
Okay. So I don't watch much TV actually. I don't really watch any TV because I play when I get home. I'm playing with my 3-year-old or we're at my house, and then my wife is very pregnant, so there's a hard time even like doing simple things around the house. So I've been doing a lot more of the motherly duties in the house. But there's a TV show you're too young for. It's called Silicon Valley. So it's really it's a bunch of nerdy engineers that are creating a startup company in Silicon Valley. And so I haven't even watched the last season.
It's good.
It's been out for like a couple months. Yeah, so I've seen, so that's something that's on my to-do list to watch right now, Silicon Valley. But I do like anything that's on like the History Channel or National Geographic or Discovery Channel. Those are all kind of fun. But How I Met Your Mother, that'd probably be my answer. I've watched every single episode of How I Met Your Mother, and that's probably my favorite TV show. Favorite TV show I'd give it.
Last question. Anything?
That's a good one.
Anything?
Engineering. Come
Well,
on,
now it's like no one wants to ask it because there's pressure.
Oh, that's no pressure.
Go ahead.
What kind of different people do you work with in your job?
Oh, can explain the dynamic of like working with other people and how you work with other people and who those people are.
Gotcha. So in engineering, there's it's a international language. 2 + 2 is 4. everywhere. That's, math. So we get people from all over the world, here when I was in school especially, all over the world coming to learn engineering and practice engineering. And so even here we have people of all different backgrounds, races, religions, that are doing this particular type of job. So there is just that normal cultural difference, but we're all working together and communicate well, which is good. So the dynamic of working a team, because I work on a team, I'm a team lead, so I have 2 other team members that with me, and we're just all very logical and honest with each other. We try not to let the emotion get in the way when we're trying to make a decision. We have everything written down so that we all communicate properly. We do a lot of emailing, so we never forget anything. So the dynamic, that's actually the really fun part, is dealing with other people. Something I really enjoy. And that's why I think I've been a good team lead, because I can see how my team members are and see how they're reacting to the situations and see where I can help them. So the dynamic is really fun to work on teams. And sometimes it can be difficult, of course, but it's generally a very cool thing. And you'll work on lots of teams. You guys, I'm sure, are already doing group projects and whatnot. And that, what you're learning there, experiencing, you'll carry on for the rest of your life. You're always going to have a team member that's disagreeing with everybody, or a team member smarter than the rest of the group. To learn how to the best of each team member and put their capabilities to work appropriately, so that you can all get the job done the best.
All right. Well, thank you very much for talking with us today.
All right, no problem at all. Hope we can do this again sometime.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.